You are listening and watching to a very special podcast. Sorry. Whew. Think something went down the wrong tube. Okay, we're gonna continue where we left off in Maggie's point of view. So, don't worry, I'm fine. I'm not sick. Anyways, hope you guys like it. Enjoy. So let me get this straight. Carmine said. He was seated down, listening to Maggie's point of view as he finally got the whole story about her. You were raised by a foster dysfunctional family, and you went and you became a dancer at a club, and then you got attacked by 5 guys, tore away your innocence. You got vengeance on them. You meet these guys along with someone who's got some pretty good agility. And now you're saying that you're half human, half infestation? Yeah, I know, Maggie said. It's kind of difficult to explain that whole process, but it's not a pretty picture, I can tell you that. Finding the real truth out, thought it wasn't true. But the blood and this so-called armor I had, it's pretty bad. And also dealing with the whole cramps and procedures. Sorry, but you have to go and see all that. Maggie said. No, I think maybe I wanted to help you. Said Carmine. Maggie nodded. Then Clovis, who was listening as well, asked, So, what are you gonna do now? He asked. Well, the person that knows about the whereabouts of my own mother, wherever she might be, still trying to find her. But there's only one person that knows where she is. And that person is none other than Alicia Roman. And according to my calculations, he is a bounty hunter. But I heard that he's not anymore. Said Maggie. So the others decided to find them. Find out where he's hiding. But Maggie knew she couldn't take the whole crew. So she chose Sabretooth. She chose Sting, Rogue, Lector, and Frosh. Then she decided to let Carmine come along too. Clovis stayed behind, but warned Carmine to be careful. For once, Carmine heeded to those words, and off he went. What the gang found was pretty surprising. They found some sort of abandoned-looking casino hotel that looked like a mansion. But on top, there was something spinning, like something from Las Vegas or something. Well, this must be the most strangest house I've ever been to, remarked Maggie. Wow, that's pretty cool, Frosh said. Oh yeah, it sure is. I bet this place must have cost a fortune to own here. You don't know that for sure. Man, who would want to live here? This is kind of too weird. Looks pretty old-fashioned, said Carmine. Well, enough chatter. Let's go in, Maggie said, and they did. While inside, there's no sign of anybody around. Maggie tried to look around, as well as the others. Frosh and Lector came across some sort of light coming in from one of the rooms, and they peeked inside and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Hey, come here, Frosh whispered. Come on, you gotta see this, Lector said. What is it? Maggie said. Why are you guys whispering? Shh, look. So Maggie peeked in and she couldn't believe it either. Whoa. There was a girl who was there looking at herself in the mirror from an up part in her room. There was a staircase as she was staring at her reflection, but from afar, Maggie and the others could see how pretty she was. She had dark wavy hair, she had ivory skin, rosy pink blush on her cheeks. She wore light blue jeans, a pink sweater that showed off her shoulders. She wore nice matching brown slippers. She had the most beautiful sparkling dark eyes. It's pretty much hard to tell from afar though. Wow, I have never seen anyone so pretty. She's got the most amazing ivory skin I've ever seen. So pretty, Maggie said. That's pretty amazing, Rogue said. Man, she is definitely one heck of a beauty there, Sting said. She must have some sort of alluring. I wonder if she even knows that she's beautiful. I would love to get to know her. I mean, whoever she is, she's pretty, said Lecter. Yeah, I have to agree. She's really gorgeous, Frost said. I have to agree with that too, Maggie said. Wow. Yeah, she is beautiful. Never seen anyone so hot, said Carmine. Maggie elbowed him. Hey, protested Carmine. Oh, so she's the fairest of them all. Okay, I see how this is, teased Maggie. What? No, nobody's prettier than you, said Carmine. But they managed to blow their cover. The girl noticed, and she almost screamed until she covered her mouth, and then she rushed from the room, from the opposite side of the door. Father! Father! Hurry! There's intruders! Please, come help! The girl called out, leaving the room. Maggie couldn't believe it. Oh, that can't be good, she said. They left the room, but in the hallway, there he was, standing there, with his fedora hat, his trench coat-like jacket that showed off almost his bare, hairless chest. He wore jeans and he had 2 different swords, all tucked away in its sheaths from behind him. So we meet, haven't we? Maggie said. Elsha, Roman, Maggie said. She was about to attack, but it looked like Elisha dodged it with ease, and he appeared towards Stinging Rogue. Stinging Rogue were about to fight back, but then Elisha blocked them both with his swords. The blades were poised right at the throats of Stinging Rogues. Maggie gasped. Even the girl, Felicia, gasped. Elsha then noticed. So, he said, this is the infamous gang I've heard about. Maggie Wolfe. Red Hot Riding Hood. The Big Bad She-Wolf. And Lady Lumberjack. And of course, let's not forget White Dragon Sting and Shadow Dragon Rogue, the Dragon Slayer duo. I've heard of your tales from the other worlds, and I must say, you complete me, he said. But then Elisha straightened himself and released the swords from the two Dragon Slayers' throats. Both of them sighed with relief. Elisha tucked his swords away and turned to Maggie and said, so, Maggie, Sting, Rogue, Lector, and Frosh, and the girl, whose name was Belissa, and her father were all seated. When Elisha found out what was going on, he said, so you want me to join your crew? He asked. Well, I know you're pretty much retired by now, but to make it worthwhile, I need your help in helping me find this ruthless man and also a woman that I just want to reunite with, Maggie said. Oh, and what's her name? Her name is Agrona, and I heard that she was forced to be a call girl by Ugaru. Oh, and how do you know that? Elisha asked. The woman that was forced to be a call girl is known as Agrona. I believe she's my mother, Maggie said. Elisha looked at her, and then he began to laugh. Then he stopped and said, there's no question. You look just like her. Oh man, you should have seen her back in the day. She was really frosty to the core, but she had a vulnerability to her too. Well, most of it was vulnerability. The rest was just frosty. But I bet that has passed now, has it? Yeah, it has. So you'll help us? Maggie asked. Of course, said Elisha. It looked like things were gonna get interesting. Alright, to be continued. Find out what happens next in the chapter. I'll see you guys next time. I'm Catherine Donovan. Bye-bye.